Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe and share my video. Joycey Millsap, the wife of country star Ronnie Milsap, dies Tuesday at age 81. No cause of death was immediately given. The couple wed in 1965, more than a decade before the singer came to prominence, and were often characterized as joined at the hip as he rose to become one of the country's biggest stars in the 70s and 80s. Country music fans and experts often spoke of Ronnie and Joycey's relationship in the same terms as the Joni and June. The couple's 56th wedding anniversary would have been October 30. I always thought of them as a duo, said former Sony Nashville chairman Joe Galante, famously a champion of Ronnie Milsap over the decades. Even though it was always the dynamic Ronnie Milsap, Joycey was everywhere and a true part of everything. Ronnie knew no bounds as an artist and entertainer, and Joycey was there making those connections, filling in any gap. She was a supporter, a guiding light, and defender when something was not getting done, and because he could not see faces, he would be that person for him too. Country music might well have missed the soulful sounds of Hall of Famer Ronnie Milsap without the passion, acumen, and love of Joycey Millsap, said Sarah Traham, CEO of the Country Music Association, which named him Entertainer of the Year in 1977. Ronnie and his Joycey were one of those inseparable couples who truly were one. Yes, he was the superstar, but she was the woman who not only loved the man but held him up so everyone else could see and feel their love inside all that classic music. Our hearts go out to Ronnie and their family at this sad time. Although the cause of death was not announced, she had been known to be battling leukemia in 2014. When altogether uncharacteristically, she missed the ceremony in which he was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. Ronnie Milsap, 78, celebrated Joycey in a statement saying, "There are no words and not enough songs in the world to explain how much I love my Sapphire. She was the music and the feeling inside all of those songs. So if you loved my music, you understand some of how much I loved my beautiful wife. It's all in the songs, but she was even more. She was the love of my life, the mother of my son, the world's happiest grandmother, and someone who woke up every day curious and ready for whatever adventure she could get into." Millsap continued, "When people tell me they love my music, I always smile because that music is pure joy. Say, we went through lean times, laughing, good times beyond our imagination, tough times when we held on to each other for dear life. Blessedly, thankfully, she is in heaven with our Toad, and I know somehow from heaven she is still here with me every day because that's just how she was." Their son Toad died in 2019 at age 47. "She and Ronnie had the kind of marriage others can only dream of," said Katie Cook, anchor of CMT Hot 20. She was Ronnie's biggest fan and protector. She would play Joycey songs he was considering recording, and she always gave him her honest critique. She had great ear for music and a great influence on his career. She was business savvy and had a good eye for real estate too. Joycey was so much more than a superstar's wife. She was the backbone of the operation. Sure, she nailed the Christmas decorations, gifts and cards, and of course always looked the part. She practically wrote the book on how to do the whole star's wife thing. Behind it all, though, she was Ronnie's secret weapon, his rock hit Sapphire. Born in Douglas, Georgia, Joycey Millsap met her husband when he was a student at Young Harris College and about to accept a full scholarship to law school. The story is told that, paying no heed to his blindness, she challenged him to a foot race, the irreverence of which delighted him. He took her up on it and legendarily ran into an open car door. But that was no damper on the beginning of their nearly 6-decade relationship. Ray Charles was an early supporter, as was Sam Morey of Sam and Dave, who also has a wife and confidante named Joycey. He remembered meeting the couple when Millsap, who was working the Chitlin circuit in the 60s, got added to what was supposed to be an all-black bill in a black theater. "I was standing out back when this little VW pulls up. They are bringing Ronnie Millsap in, and he's blind and he's white. This little thing gets out, and I don't even think they had rooms. I asked how she was doing and made friends with Joycey right there. They were on their honeymoon and they had not had anything to eat, trying to get to the show. There was a soul food restaurant across the street, and I sent somebody to get them some bologna and cheese bread, enough so they were fixed up. From that day on, Ronnie and Joycey were family." Many decades later, recalled Morey, when he went into the Country Music Hall of Fame, "It was Joycey who asked me if I would be a part of it. I said of course. Joycey made every movement shine a little brighter, and she sure did that night too." He and Ronnie used to joke about their Joyceys, said Joycey Morey, but Joycey Millsap was such a force, such a spirit and presence in her husband's life and career. "I was always honored to be considered one of the Joyceys. She was a driving force in the world where she made a massive difference. Charlie Pride heard Millsap, who then lived in Memphis and played on sessions for Elvis Presley, and suggested a switch switch from R&B to country music, which Milsap undertook beginning with his first solo album in 1971. The couple moved to Nashville just after Christmas 1972. Speaking to Augusta Chronicle, Ronnie credited Joycey with the fateful move. She said, No, what we are going to do is go to Nashville and see how that works. She is the one who said, we have got to try Nashville or you never will be happy until we try it. I said, well, let's go. His string of number ones began with Pure Love and Please Don't Tell Me How the Story ends in 1974, leading to hits that many who knew them associated with his love for Joycey, including She's Keep the Home Fires Burning, Daydreams About Night Things, Smoky Mountain Rain, Show Her Don't You Know, How Much I Love You, A Woman in Love, and What a Difference You Have Made in My Life. Ultimately, with Joycey as an oft-credited songwriter, Milsap had a run of 14 number one hit that ran into the 90s. Katie Cook dated their son Todd when they were teenagers. I was not sure she would accept me, but we quickly bonded. Joycey took me by the hand and drove me to Green Hills Mall in her sweet little Mercedes Coupe to buy me my first real skincare. I felt so grown up and pretty, like Marilyn Monroe. She introduced me to the glamorous world of painted fingernails, perfume, rhinestones, and glittery eyeshadow. She was a dose of Hollywood in Nashville, and I was enamored. I hope you enjoyed watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.